Hello, right? Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having this amazing panel today. So, yeah, well, we would like to share some thoughts with you on what we have as visions on this industry, because the travel industry needs to embrace transformation, trends, and innovative solutions. It requires a holistic understanding on the journeys, customer-centric, creating these new experiences. And we are all part of this journey as the customer touch all of us in this experience. So looking ahead to 2030, it is essential to align our efforts under the same common framework, the big companies and the startups. So for that, we would like to see how can we collaborate and embrace the shared goals, and explore the immersive travel experiences that define the future of these seamless travels. So, well, how do you foresee future of travel or customer experiences for hotels, airports, and airlines in this case? And what are your priorities and current exploration to get there? So,
okay, may I
we will start with you.
So let's talk about first about what do we think is the traveler of the future. No? This is, I mean, we see this is connected. Connectivity is going to be one of the key drivers of choosing a destination now. I will not say in the future, I will say it already now. Second one is sustainability, and this is not nice to have, it's a must now, and we have seen that one in our database of in hotel beds, that 30% of our clients at the end decided which hotel to choose based on the sustainability. We got this green code of hotels, no? So we see now it's a real demand of the traveler. The fourth one is the value for the money, you know? So it's much more demanding. All of us, we want to get the service that we have paid for, and as we are much more informed, we are much more demanding of the value of our money. No? It doesn't matter it's not a question of luxury or not, it's a question of the money that we expend is the return that we want. And the final one is other elements that are influencing a lot at the time of choosing a destination or choosing the travel, which is, for instance, the influence that we can see on the TV and on the series. No? So, for instance, in Movistar, talking about a company in Spain, all the TV shows that they create is a element that now people want to travel to those destinations. No? What they see on the TV is where they want to go. And we have seen now, we did a survey, and we found out that 60% of the answers that we get is that they decided the destination based on that. And which is most important, 50% of those said that it was the first element of decision ahead of family and friends, which is the normal decision that it used to be. No? So those elements, I think those four elements, somehow is how do we see in hotel beds the definition of the future of how the travel is going to look like.
Thank you very much, Jose Maria. And well, Nacho, how do you see this future?
Yeah, well, I work for an airline, so I work for Iberia Airlines in Spain, and aviation linked to innovation is pretty tough, but you know, things are changing a lot. You can see that. And the way, I don't have like a crystal ball, but what is happening in the next decade, I think is going to be totally different, the way we travel. Starting with, you know, the way we are going to offer personalized experiences, and that is basically mainly linked to many things, but AI and data. It's like the word now, so AI, ChatGPT, whatever. So imagine that we all will have like you know, an advisor, a travel buddy next to us, try to show and to improve that the way we explore, the way we discover, the way we do like customer, you know, servicing and this kind of stuff. Another big area of change, I think, is related with I don't know, the digital channels. So the way that we are going to interact with the different, you know, chains in the travel value chain. For example, I don't know, is the evolution of the mobile to things like the way we explore today and changing, exploring in Google to doing that in AI, ChatGPT, or doing that in TikTok and social media. I think that is going to change and impact a lot. Of course, you know, this metaverse concept that I see that not as something that is going to change the way we travel physically. That's going to stay, hopefully. Please fly a lot, fly with Iberia or with whoever, but fly. But yeah, I think that it's like the new internet, it's like a new website where it's going to be much more immersive, and there you will be able to buy, to imagine that you change the call center and a queue and a music in the phone to being, in front of a company with different impacts, a nice one, using this kind of Apple Vision Pro that we saw the other day that is going to be launched. So I think Metaverse is about, improving and enhancing experience, and it's another digital channel for sure. And then, long story short, I think you will expand a little bit more on what is happening at the airports. Airports, the future is about no wasting time. It's about seamless experience is the topic for today. So imagine that you have like a shared identity where you do not need to show any kind of passport or boarding pass. You don't even need a boarding pass, and you can go through security, through a boarding gate, and just get on the plane. And the way that you are going to experience the experience, everything on board in a cabin is going to be totally different. I see that as something that is related with the way you feel at home. So you are in a sofa in terms of comfort, you have connectivity, you have a great entertainment in front of you. You can, select, decide, you can eat much better and change the way you are serviced in a cabin. Of course, things related with health, with sustainability, the flights and airplanes are changing and are going to change a lot. And I think that's basically it.
Not bad, by the way. Yeah, well, taking that, it's true that the airport, in this case, for us, we want to be part for these challenges of a new future, like the center of this ecosystem in order to be the platform serving new experiences, working with all of them, because at the end, we share this journey, as we say at the beginning, this journey of the customer, the traveler, we want to name it. So at the end is identifying our customers, because at the end it is like we have different clients, different customers. The travelers, the community, the airport community, operators, resellers, airlines, handlers, operators, even hotels and hospitality is a big part of this. So our big challenge is to go far away from the airport, break those walls. So go further, as Nacho has said, connect with the city, connect with the authorities. At the end, how this journey is really seamless from the very, very first beginning, as Nacho was commenting, till the end, till when they just go to rest or to have fun at the city or go to the hotels and to take rest or have a greatest time. So that's really how everything can connect. And for sure, this is going to be another thing, the technology, how this helps this technology leverage in order all this.
Yeah, well, it's true, no, that we think of ourselves at Amadeus as the technology underpinning a lot of touch points of the traveler with hotels, with airlines. And well, when we think about the vision of 2030 or how our future travel may look like, well, I guess we all agree with what you said, Ignacio. We want it to be frictionless. We want it to be easier. I don't want to be stressed when I'm going to the airport, thinking what's going to happen, or when I'm taking a flight, or when I'm going to a hotel, or when I'm doing anything related to travel, right? So taking the buzzword of the day, ChatGPT and conversational AI, Gen AI. So I'm going to give you an example of one project that we are exploring on when it comes to search a flight. When you need inspiration to determine where are you going on holidays, or when you know when you're going, but you just want to make sure you select the right hotel, or you select the right airline. No? So right now we live in a world, or at least I do, or my family does, in which going on holidays or planning holidays is a nightmare. I don't know if it's your case, but in our house we take weeks just to determine, shall we go here? Is that destination better? Well, no, but look at the reviews. I'm not so sure. Well, the experiences there are not so interesting, right? And why is that? Because now, basically every time you want to look for a flight or a hotel, you're in front of a form. And the form has 5, 6 fields, origin, destination, date. That's fine, no? But I need more. Maybe I have a heart condition and I want to be close to a hospital. Or maybe I want to go to a destination that has, I don't know, sand beach, because I hate rock beaches. Or anything else, right? So this means that there are some variables that are very important for me that I cannot input on the form. And hence, I need to do some legwork on my end. Now enters conversational AI and ChatGPT, right? And we may be now in a world in which I can define on a prompt what I need, what's important for me. And if we are able to design the technological layer to be able to answer those queries, then I no longer need to visit airline.com, TripAdvisor, Kayak. Wow, I lost my mic. Sorry. Is that me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'll try to speak a little bit louder while we sort this out. Here we have. Take a rest. Thank you.
For the seamless experience.
Yeah, seamless experience on conferences, right? Next topic on the agenda. But yeah, the whole point is that when we change user interfaces, very connected to what you said, we are making the experience easier, right? And we are going to be able to leverage technology to do that. Perfect. And I think as an example, that's
thank
good
you.
enough.
And well, last but not least, Carlos, how do you see this future?
Thank you very much. I don't know if this is working or I have to use the microphone.
It is.
This is working?
Yeah.
It's only me.
Technology guy. Yeah.
Well, from Illusion Hotels, I would say the idea that we have is that the purpose is very important. So we agree with technology. So all what has been said here, we agree with that. You know, technology and innovation, they are enablers. So we think we have to think in the strategy level. So in order to have this seamless experience, we have to align the purposes of the companies. So what is the purpose of the company? The company has to define that, and then he has to foster, find the need of the customer and match the need of the customer with the purpose of the company. So once this happens, then we will achieve the seamless experience. This is what we think.
Absolutely.
How can we do that? Well,
I
guess that there are many startups here.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you asked that because it's a good moment. How do you achieve that? How are you doing all that stuff?
Sorry, how
are you affront this?
Well, in our case, for example, speaking about startups here, when we find a startup, for example, today I went to a pitch, and in the pitch, there was only one startup speaking about the purpose. So it is difficult to find, startups and companies speaking about the purpose. So when we find one startup in this case, and he's speaking about the purpose, then we can do very easily the match, Because if we have a match in the purpose, then we know that whatever you have, the service, the solution you have is going to happen, is going to match, our purpose. And then what we have to do is we have to build an alliance of the different stakeholders, like we are here, in the customer journey, in order to ensure that we align all our purposes. Once we have all our purposes aligned, we match the need of the customer, and then we will ensure that he will have a seamless experience. He will be jumping from one stakeholder to the other one, everyone with the same purpose, and then we will achieve it. I don't know if this is going to be in 2030 or maybe in 2025, so this is something that we have to start right now, I would say.
Okay, thank you very much, Carlos. Jose Maria, how do you face this on Hotelbeds?
Well, what we have done is we have launched the Travel Tech Lab by Hotelbeds. This is where we have put all our strategy around innovation. And we have bet for an open innovation, and we have signed corporate agreements with Wayra, is our partner here from the corporate point of view, and also we have just signed another agreement with NYU, and thank you, we got here the Dr. Karabuyan from NYU, who has came over here, and we are trying to make this type of alliance to try to innovate together. No? We want to go to the market to find disruptive solutions to the challenges. We have just launched or closed our first launch, which was a challenge, which was this travel experience, seamless travel experience. And today we have done the pitch day here in the Science Summit, and we have identified 4 startups that we are going to be working with them. No? So this is, we want to make it with as many partners as possible. We want to not forget about the future travelers, which are the Gen Z, and that's why we have done this collaboration with NYU also to try to benefit from the ideas coming from the students. No? We are doing proactively hackathons. We have done just one in Baleares with more than 200 students with 11 universities here in Spain. And the idea is to find those solutions, trying to identify those ideas that are there and support them with, if possible, with investment as well. No?
Okay, that's great. So, Angel, how are you facing? Hopefully, everyone is alive.
Well, I think that the beauty of our industry is that it's global by nature, right? And that makes it complex, but probably interesting. So I'm a great believer on technology as a way to bridge among corporations, cultures, regulations. And now we are moving into a world in which probably the geopolitical environment leans towards fragmentation rather than integration. No? So there, I believe that what we need is, I don't want to use the word platform, but I would say a methodology in which data can be shared, and we can begin to deliver those experiences to the traveler that rely on the hotel knowing that the flight is delayed, or on the airport knowing that there's going to be a change of aircraft, and hence can advise travelers who are waiting there. No? So we need to build those bridges, and I think that technology has always been there in order to do that. Well, maybe it has not always been there, and we need to ensure that it's there, no? That we are able to bridge a PMS with, I would say, an airline inventory system or with an airport ACU system in order to ensure that as a traveler, you know that things are under control. Let me give you an example, given that we have a little bit of time. No? So probably some of you are corporate travelers, and one of the things that personally I hate most of corporate traveling is the expense report, right? Say, I need to go on, I'm not sleeping at home, I'm not seeing my kids, and then I come back and I need to do bureaucratic homework just to get money that I fronted my company. All right, so think on how technology, and let's speak about payments here. If I knew that I'm going somewhere, I could get a virtual credit card issued and available on my phone that is designed for me to pay on the, let's say, hotel in which I'm staying, or in a certain type of merchant, so I don't use it for other purposes, and in which my company knows exactly when and how I'm using that money. There is a direct integration in the whole accounting systems and financial flows, and I don't need to care about the expense or keeping the receipt, because everything is first prepaid and then immediately available on my phone. So with this, you're bridging payments, you're bridging hotels, and you're bridging your own, let's say, corporate planning system. So it's things like that, more integration among all actors, that probably make it easier, and this is the kind of initiatives that we are trying to pull together, connecting different actors and ensuring that they deliver, as a whole, a better experience for the traveler.
Great, thank you very much. So, well, and final couple, I think, because at the end we are much closer together with all these initiatives. Nacho, how do you see the airline role in all this future?
Well, I see, we think of innovation as generating real impact. I think that is the word. And the way we're doing this, also related with startups, and I know there's some of them here, is like our acceleration program is called Hangar 51, the way we tackle open innovation here. So we are open to work with the best talent for the most relevant and important topics globally. And we also like to link innovation to the transformation of the company. So we are pretty the same team managing the way we transform Iberia internally, with different pillars and priorities. Is basically, customer, operation, sustainability that we didn't mention before, people, the way we develop our hubs on Madrid as a company, and yeah, with great talent. Part of them I can see them around. So thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job, and we are, also finding some challenges, issues, some things that we need to work a little bit better. I think that, also connections is the word. Yeah. So we need to collaborate more, guys. It is impossible to get to the next level of and to think of this seamless travel experience if the airports and all the airports globally, the airlines and all the airlines globally, hotels with the support of technology, work together. I think there's some other issues like those related with security, the ethic part of AI, where many people is kind of so apocalyptic around that, and I think this is just going to help us. I think we need to be happy of where we are developing globally as a humanity and specifically in every single startup and corporates. Then I think we need to also have a look at the talent and the digital bridge that could be generated in this step that we are taking. It seems like life has changed in just 6 months since ChatGPT went live in November 2022. And I have the feeling that we were actually sometimes generating a digital bridge with some of the guys in our company that, because there are, focus on process or they have been inside a hangar for 20 years. They are incredibly smart, but they are not so close to technology. And I think that that's the challenge. We need to build a technology that makes our life easier. It's like my grandma using WhatsApp to do some things. So, technology is really related also with, it's oriented to elderly people and whatever. Why? Because it is cheap and it is easy. So I think that is two points where we could show clearly that technology is there for everyone. And then maybe security. I think I work in a really, safe and security-focused industry. So it's the most important thing for all of us.
Correct.
And we also need to have a look also at the digital side of safe and security. So the next pandemic could be a digital one. So we need to work a lot on that. And then I wanted to just finish by sustainability. So tourism and travel has to be greener, has to be more sustainable, has to be closer not just with the environmental challenge, but also the social one. Talking about purpose, the purpose of Iberia, let me see if I can do it properly, is generating prosperity, connecting people from Madrid to the world. So the world is prosperity, is connecting, is Spain, is Madrid. And I think that could be really linked to all of us, because I know you guys are connecting people, Telefonica is connecting people, and we are always discussing about innovation and technology with purpose. With that, we are never going to work together and never going to move up. And I think that's the point.
No, that's great, because I love that purpose, because at the end you're connecting people and
through airports.
Through airports. So we are creating an airport for you. So that's great. And yeah, I think the key word in this for me is people. At the end, it's a transformation processes. At the end, is the technology help us and innovate and not in an innovative way with the customer in the center of all this, because it's trying to cover their expectation of their needs, creating new experiences, and the best way to do that. So I think we are living at the best moment ever, because I love these collaboration stages, co-creating all the stuff with the startups too. Also, we are following this path with Aena Ventures, with our startups, trying to help us in all these challenges that we are talking about. So yeah, the future, I think, is going to be a more connected world, in this case, working for the same purpose, with the same values, and doing a much better world. And greener, for sure, because it's essential. In this case, giving green energy with new fuels and all these new energies or ways to do energy, I think is the way, and we need to be some people in these value chains, really key players in all this challenge. And yeah, I don't know if you want to give some.
Well, maybe I can say something in relation also to startups. I like, that we mentioned sustainability. We agree, all of us, with that. We spoke about environment. You also mentioned social aspect.
Yeah.
Social aspect, I think, is crucial. It's maybe one of the 3 levers that we don't usually tackle so much. In our case, for example, we work a lot with disabled people and vulnerable people. So when we have that purpose, and we are looking for a startup or we are looking for a company, we have to match that purpose with that one, and then the customer who visits our hotels, he will get the simplest experience whenever he knows that the money he's spending is going to be spent in social inclusion, for example, So if I can recommend the startups, when you do a pitch, it's very good to know, the revenue you get. It's very good to know the number of customers you have, or the efficiencies that you gain. But I think the first slide should be, what is your purpose? Show what is your purpose, because if you match with the other company or with a potential client, then the rest is going to be very easy to connect.
Right, totally right. So I don't know, I think together we can shape the future of the travel and make seamless experiences a reality for all. And just wrapping up on some ideas, I think all of us, we agree that the travel of the future should be connected. It's going to be sustainable for sure. Is demanding as hell, and it's open to new digital ways of interactions. That I think that's beautiful. We were also talking about previous Apple devices new, and we will see what's going on, because we were just joking about the TikTok, buying through TikTok is going to be something from the past. For sure, data and artificial intelligence is going to be more relevant than ever. And the new ways of the artificial intelligence, not only the generation, the new GPT and some other news, also with some thoughts about that. And last, purposes aligned with the customer needs and expectations should be really covered and tackled and all this. Otherwise, it's going not to be any success. And anything else? Just thank you all. I think it was great to share this panel with you. Hope you really like it as much as me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.